Hello, if anybody's out there, uh, this is my very first live class, and I hope this helps you out. I know we're under a lot of stress lately. With our social distancing and self isolating and quarantining, maybe. And I figure, okay, let's do a live one because it feels a little bit less isolated. So if you would care to join me for this vinyasa class, I'm happy to move out of my comfort zone into a realm of no editing. So let's go ahead and begin. It's after 10 o'clock. 2 minutes, okay. I'm getting all my used to all my equipment here. So yeah, let's begin. We're gonna start seated. So if you have a bolster, maybe you don't have access to a bolster today because you're at home. But clear out all the furniture and find a place to sit. You can sit up on a rolled up blanket. You can sit up on a pillow, or you can just sit on the ground. If you have blocks, go ahead and grab them. A nice firm pillow could work very similarly. And yeah, let's come into the space. Your home space. Now I know sometimes getting into yoga at home is not always easy because suddenly you need to do the vacuuming. No, you don't. This is your hour. This is our hour and a bit. And so let's share it. So let's come into our Sukhasana. Find our sit bones first. Find all the connections between your seat and the earth. That's our physical foundation. And let's kind of get heavier through those spaces. Get cognizant. And every time you give an exhale, sink on in to those spaces. Now from that nice seat, that nice grounding, that foundation, we find a rebound lightness coming up through the body. On the inhales, rising up, filling us with life and light, and cycling back down into the earth. Let's give a little movement with our breath too. So let's inhale to squeeze the shoulders on up. Exhale to roll the shoulders back and down. And again, find that tide. Inhale, fill. Exhale, sluice out. So any little stray stress or anxiety, we're going to off-gas it with all of our exhales. Let's begin to move. Let's inhale to rise up through the hands. Press the palms up to the sky. Exhale, rock back on the tailbone. Press the palms forward. Inhale to rise up. Look up if it feels okay. Exhale to rock back. Tummy moves up and in. Inhale, arch the spine. Notice if you're getting a little bit bigger each time you rise. The movements become bigger as the joints, the spine opens up. And let's inhale up and exhale down. Let's do that again. Inhale to rise. Press the palms up. We're going to add on a little bit. Exhale, rock back. This time as we rise, we're going to release the hands, pull the arms, the thumbs behind us. Exhale, close. Interlace the fingers, rise. And exhale all the way down. Inhale to lift. Press the palms to the sky, maybe a new fingers in front. Exhale, really curl strongly through the spine. This is our cat-cow. Inhale, lift. And this time we're going to exhale over to the right side. Inhale to lengthen. I'm not mirroring you today, so just be cognizant of that. Exhale to come down. Inhale to rise. And exhale to the other side. We always start getting the axis of our spine moving in all its major directions. Exhale to sink. Inhale to rise. And exhale up and down. Okay, inhale to lift. Press the palms. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, close. Inhale, rise. We'll do our side bends. Exhale, over to the right side. Inhale for length through the fingers. Exhale to sink through the right shoulder. Inhale up. And exhale the other way. Inhale for length and lightness. Exhale for settling. Inhale to rise. And this time we're going to twist to the right. Roll open that right shoulder as you look past it. And this hand is used as a lever, but let it be a light lever for now. Use the muscles of the torso. And our inhale is a lift up from the sit bones. Our exhale is to see if there's space to move into. Let's inhale through center. And exhale to the other side. Tent the fingers behind you. Roll open that left shoulder. Inhale for length. Exhale. See if there's space to move into, even if it's invisible. Okay, our next inhale will come up through the center. And exhale, we'll crawl out over the leg. Let's release the head. Keep the arms nice and active. Breathe big into the belly. Every inhale, reach the tailbone back away from the shoulders. And let's walk it on back bit by bit. Let's shift the orientation of the feet. I have some friends who meditate one way only, because I guess women are supposed to have one foot in front of the other, but they've actually kind of skewed their hips a bit. So let's get balanced. We'll inhale to rise. Exhale to rock back. Release the hands. Inhale. Look up. Exhale, close that book. Curl in. Inhale to rise. Exhale to side bend. Inhale to reach. Exhale, sink again. Inhale to lift. Exhale the other side. Ride your breath. And next inhale will come up to the center. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Deeper, a little bit deeper. Just the intention of deepness. Exhale, switch to the left twist. Really use your breath to breathe space into the spine. Inhale to rise. And exhale, come to our forward fold. Inhale for length. Exhale to melt. Keep the arms active. And as you're ready, we're going to just roll right over those knees. Come up into hands and knees. Tuck the toes. We'll come up onto our down dog. Pedal out the feet. Sway the hips. The first downward dog of the day for some of us. Maybe the first downward dog of the week, since we've been isolating, since our gym's closed. Okay, let's inhale. Come up on the toes. Roll the spine out into plank. We're just kind of getting a guide at how our distance. Exhale back to down dog. Inhale, roll it out. A lot of times we step in with our down dog because we're so eager to get our feet to the ground, but we miss out on this beautiful traction for our spine. So if we can keep our hands and arms, our hands and feet, the same distance between plank and downward dog, then we are doing our bodies lots of favors. Okay, exhale everything. We're going to walk or step to the top of the mat. When we get here, let's inhale a flat back. Exhale, melt over the legs. Reach back to the fingers, lift the chin. We're going to rise up with a flat back. And exhale to Namaste. So let's do our sun salutations and see if during the sun salutation you can find a sense of gratitude, because that's really what the sun salutation is all about. It's bowing to the symbol of the sun, which has allowed us to have another day of breathing. So let's come to the top of the mat. I'll switch sides just to get some little balance. And we'll inhale to rise. Let's press the hips forward, get a little back bend, look up. Exhale, try to keep a lot of that space as you dive forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold, step it back with the right leg, lower down the knee. Inhale to reach forward and up. Exhale, circle the hands around and down. Yeah, we're done. Let's ripple out into plank on the inhale. Come forward on the toes. Exhale halfway. Knees chaturanga is fine too. Inhale, push the chest forward and up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. A full breath cycle, and when you finish the exhale, step forward with the right foot and lower down. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, thank you as you come down. Step it forward. Inhale, flat back, pushing into the shins or the floor, as long as we get flat and halfway up. Exhale to release. Inhale to rise all the way up. Reverse the swan dive. And exhale, Namaste. Yeah, other side. Inhale to rise. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step it back. Lower down the knee. This time we're going to circle the arms up. Fingertips touch. Exhale, lower forward and down. Step it back to down dog. Inhale to roll it out to plank or knees plank. Exhale, elbows close to the body, tricep push up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Finish the next breath cycle. Step forward with the left foot. Lower on the knee. We're going to circle up. And exhale, bow. Step it forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold in. Back with the fingertips. Rise up with a lifted chin. Press the hips. And exhale to Namaste. Beautiful. Everybody feeling a little warmed up back in their bodies? Okay, we're going to cross the left foot over the right. Okay, let's make sure that let's soften that front knee. Get a pretty good bend because we're going to need to balance here. No, we're not falling forward. Okay, we're going to reach straight up with the left hand. We're going to use the right hand to just kind of nudge the hip toward the left and come into a side bend. Breathe into the left side body, creating space. And we'll look down, swing the arm down, and now we come into a forward fold. Now you need to be cognizant of the right knee. Make sure that it's not hyperextending. Release the head. And just gently sway the hips from side to side. If your fingers aren't comfortably on the ground, blocks or pillows. Find the stretch here. Just make sure the neck muscles are released. Okay, we're going to slowly come up to standing. Keep the shoulders and head heavy as we roll on up. Shoulders roll back. And that's the last piece to come up. And we'll switch sides. Okay, reach straight up with the right hand. We're going to take the left hand and nudge the hip over toward the right side as we reach for the left. Make sure we're engaging our core here, that this is not a back. This is not impacting the back or crunching into the back. So we got to engage, lift the pubic bone. Imagine you can squeeze your hip bones together. Hang out here. Reaching up and over. And we look down at the left shoulder. We melt ourselves down into a forward fold. And again, we sway the head and shift the hips to find the stretch we want. So there's stretching one way, you get more hamstring. Stretching the other way, you get more of the outer hip. And just kind of explore. When we get stressed and scattered, we kind of leave our bodies. And so yoga helps us come back into our touchstone. Our personal bit of earth. Okay, we're going to come up, so bend the knees a little bit, roll on up to standing, shoulders roll back, and the head's last piece to come up. Shake out the legs. And let's come to the top of our mat. We'll inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. If you do hop back, make sure you land on slightly bent elbows. Those are our shock absorbers. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Okay, we're going to inhale the right leg up and back. Okay, keep it nice and square. We'll have a chance to stack our hips later, but for now, let's keep it nice and square. And as we exhale, we come into a three-legged plank. Inhale, reach it straight up and back. Exhale, come into our plank. Let the breath guide the movement. Okay, one more. Reach it up on the inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to bend the knee in, step it to the top of the mat, lower on the back knee. As we inhale, we're going to rise. As we exhale, we'll keep the arm moving. Right hand opens up to the right. Okay, keep the right hand going. Sweep, pick up the left hand to come into a back bend. Exhale to open. Inhale to lift. Okay, we're going to add on to this. Okay. So inhale to rise up. Exhale to open. Okay, next time we rise, we're going to lower. We're going to lower it straight back down. So inhale. Exhale, shift the hips back into half Hanuman. Inhale to rise up. Exhale to open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, shift the hips as we come down and straighten the right leg. Inhale, open. Oh, exhale, open. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come down. Okay, this time as we come into the twist, we're going to hold. So inhale to rise. Exhale to open. Maybe we pick up that back foot and get it. Maybe we just pick up that back foot and reach. We can use this left hand to kind of help lever us around, and maybe we get access to the foot then. It's okay if we don't. Here's beautiful. If you can, look back at the right thumb. One more inhale. And those who have their feet, go ahead and lower on the exhale. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, let's come into our half Hanuman and stretch out our hamstrings here. Let's try to keep a connection between the rib cage and the thigh. So if that means you got to be here with that, that's fine. If you got to keep the knee bent, but we want to keep that connection. We want to keep the hip hinge closed. So some of my friends are very stretchy, and if that's the case, you can stick your left cheek to the outside of the leg. And if you want to intensify the stretch at all, you push the left knee forward, pull the right heel back. It doesn't actually move. See, it's just a little shift. And then your hamstrings say, hi, how's it going? Okay, finish your next exhale. Let's inhale to look at the toes. Exhale, come back into a lunge. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cross the, oh, no, that's not, sorry. Okay. Hands to heart center. Tuck the back toe. Can you lift the back knee without bringing your hands down? If you can use your hands if you like to. Lift up. Come into our crescent lunge. Okay, we can stay right here in stillness, or if you'd like to flow a bit, exhale, reach back. Long line of the body. Inhale to come up. Exhale, kiss the knee to the ground. Inhale to lift. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale. And tap. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, sweep back. And let's hold here. We want to try to get the weight into that back heel so we're not overloading this poor right leg. Let's bring the hands to heart center. And now we're coming into our prayer twist. So try to get the left elbow to the outside of the knee. Bring the chest around. Now check out this right hip, because sometimes it likes to swing out. Hug it in. At any time, you can drop the back knee. You'll be fine. And 2. And 1. Let's look down at that toe. Release the hands to both sides of the right foot. Hop, hop, hop. And let that left leg float. Okay, keep the hips nice and square. I know we want to stack the hips because we get so much more height. But let's keep them square. Inhaling here. And exhale. Bring the crown of the head toward the ground. Now this outer right hip, your hip stabilizers are working nice and powerfully to keep you stable. Enjoy the juiciness. Maybe some of you out there can hold the ankle. Maybe you can, and just today is not quite working out. Let's see. Let's explore. Ah, there it is. Now drop the crown of the head toward the ground. Whoops. Yeah. One more breath here. And let's exhale that foot back. Plant both hands. Send the right foot up and back. Let's take a three-legged downward dog or a three-legged plank to a three-legged chaturanga. And continue our vinyasa. The down dog. Three more breaths here. Maybe you want to take child's pose. Enjoy the flow of blood throughout your body. It's really easy when we're stuck at home to kind of sink into the couch and be a piece of furniture. All right, let's inhale the left leg up. And as we exhale, we come into three-legged plank. Inhale straight up and back. Exhale. How's that right leg feeling? Inhale up. Exhale the plank. One more inhale, reach. And this one, the knee comes in, steps it forward, lowers on the back knee. I'm going to be twisting away from you in this one. Inhale to rise. And exhale, we twist to the left. Keep the left arm moving. Find the tide of your own breath. We are subject to so many rhythms, so many ebbs and flows, external and internal. All right, this exhale, we're going to come into our half Hanuman. Hands on either side of left foot, shift the hips back. Inhale to come up. Exhale to twist to the left, over the bent leg. Inhale. Exhale forward and down, shift the hips back. Finish the exhale here. Inhale to rise. And reaching forward and down. Okay, this next one, we're going to hold the twist. So let's rise and open. Option to stay here. Option to take the right hand on the outside of the knee. Option to pick up the back foot. Option to get the back foot. Either the outer blade, inner arch. I tend to like the outer blade because it rolls the left shoulder open a little better because our palm is facing out. Breathe into your hips. Check in with the left hip this time. If it's swinging out, let's bring it in line with the knee. And we'll lower that back foot. We'll inhale up through center. Exhale, hands to either side of the foot. Shift the hips back. Again, we want to keep that connection between the rib cage and the thigh. So if that means our leg is not totally straight, that's fine. That's fine. It's like, yeah, but I'm not getting a hamstring stretch. Okay, then do that little trick, that little shift trick. Push the right knee forward and pull the right heel back. So even if your leg is bent, you're going to get that sensation on the back of the thigh where the hamstrings live. My stretchier friends, right cheek on the outside of the left knee. Breathe, fill the shape with breath. That's one of the most immediate tides we have, the rhythm of inhale and exhale. The more we can settle into our own rhythms, the more we find that place of flow in our lives. Okay, next inhale, let's roll forward. Let's inhale to rise up. Let's exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to take that right elbow across. tuck the back toe. Oh, I missed my transition again. Okay, inhale to rise. Now tuck the back toe. Now lift the knee. Yeah, get into crescent first. Yeah, and then we'll work on the twist. Stay right here on the exhale. Reach it back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, rise. And exhale, tap. Let's slow this one down. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, this rise, we bring the palms together. Heart center. Cross the right elbow over the left knee. And come into a twist. The thumbs are working their way to be in the center of the chest. We want to check in with the left hip. Make sure that it's hugging in and not winging out. Press back strongly through the right heel. Breathe from right heel to crown of the head. Diving completely into your body. Next inhale, rise. Exhale. We're going to look down at that foot. Hop, hop, hop. Lift the right foot off the ground. Okay. Squared hips, not lifted, so let's keep them nice and square. And maybe we walk our hands back and drop the crown of the head. Toenails are still still facing the ground on that right foot, and then we come in to hold on with one hand. Okay, that works. Hold on with the other. Now release the head. Test it out. Curiosity. Pure curiosity. We can flip the script on our own anxiety, shifting from fear of the unknown to curiosity of what's coming up. What's going on here? And we'll be in a nicer place for our bodies. Okay, on our next exhale, we'll lower that right foot down, plant the hands, and the left foot up and back. Say, ah, for the hip flexors. And take a vinyasa. 3 legs, plank. Exhale, 3 legs, chaturanga. Lower the foot, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Big belly breath. And side out. Lower the knees. Toes together. Sit bones to heels. And take a little break in child's pose. You have the option to just keep the arms extended, or you can thread them through. If you put one cheek onto the mat from this position, I'll let you know when to switch. Let's get the hips nice and heavy. Yeah, a lot of our anxiety comes from our brains racing ahead and getting worried about things that haven't happened yet. And so one of the things that yoga does is bring us back to the here and now. And when we're in the here and now, when we're grounded in our bodies and in our minds, when we off-gas all that extra anxiety, then we can make different decisions about our approaches. I gotta tell you, I was really stressed about doing this. No editing? Are you kidding me? Well, here we are. Oh. And haven't died yet. So yeah, if you just go into your future with a sense of curiosity, it's so much more expansive than that monkey reaction to that kind of fearful monkey reaction to the future. This is a new dance. This is a new rhythm that we're moving to. It's something, unexplored territory. How amazing. How treacherous, yes, but how incredible. Oh, if you haven't turned your head already, let's turn the head the other side. I just didn't want you to see the back of my head the whole time. And let's just come into a breath. And my friends who have their hands threaded through, let's go ahead and bring them forward. Let's come on up to hands and knees, tuck the toes, and come into our downward dog. Here, come into a downward dog twist. So let's root through the right hand, release the left hand, come through the body, so that the left hand comes to the outside of the leg somewhere. It could be thigh, calf, ankle. Then we want to roll the left shoulder under. Maybe we peek up past our right armpit. Breathe all the way up into your tailbone. And we'll switch. Left hand roots, right hand releases, comes on the right shoulder, comes under the body to get the outer left foot. And then we can peek past our tricep, our armpit on the left side. Hi, Ganesh. And let's come back to the downward dog. We're going to do another standing sequence. This live stream is mostly to get our bodies moving and get the stress out of our tissues by activating everything. So let's inhale the right leg up, stack the hips. Okay, so this is where we get to reach up really high. On the next exhale, we'll bend the foot toward the glute. So the knee is pointing to the sky now. Okay, we're going to keep this knee bent and we're going to do a little roll. So as we exhale, that knee is going to come forward to the outer part of the right arm. And then it's going to swing up and back on the inhale. Exhale, circle it around. Bring it to the outside of the right arm. And inhale to swing it back and open up. Or exhale here. And inhale. And this time as we bring it in, we're going to step it forward. Pivot on the back foot. Go ahead and switch sides so you can see me. So we're setting up for warrior 2. The heel is in line with the arch. Let's windmill on up into our warrior. Settle into our hips. Let's make sure the knee is tracking over the little toe side. Find your roots through your feet. Every exhale into your feet. Every inhale, feel a comparable lightness. So if we are nice and balanced between front and back foot, we have a lot more freedom to hang out in this kind of in ease. Yeah. So asana translating as steady, easy seat. So our steadiness is here. Our ease is up here. And it flows with our breath. We can replenish our steadiness with our exhales. Fuel our lightness with our inhales. Let's inhale to rise. Crawl the left fingertips down. Exalted warrior. Inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to come forward into a side angle. So we can rest the elbow. We can bring the hand to the ankle. Reach the palm up to the sky first and say hi. Hi, how's it going? Flip the palm overhead and reach overhead. Sink the hips a little bit more. Bend into that standing leg. If it's there, we can take this left hand around behind us. We can take the right hand underneath and come into a bind. Let's make sure that the bind is helping us open the left shoulder and we're not down here. Bind is here. Okay. Now, if you have the bind, go ahead and release. And we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to walk to the center. Bring the toes pointing slightly in, heels out. And we'll walk the hands back. So our fingers are pointing in the same direction as the toes. Our wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in the same plane. Keep moving back. Maybe you get a 90-degree angle with your elbows. If you find your head hitting the ground, but I know some of you are there, go ahead and scoot the feet in a little bit. Inhale here. And exhale, we're going to just come over to the left foot. So let's put the right hand on the outside of the left foot. Try to bring the chest as close to the left knee as you can. And then reach up with the left hand. And maybe look up at it. Make sure you sink some weight into the outer right foot. Sorry. So slide back over to the right leg. Left hand to the outside of the ankle, the calf, the foot. Get the chest close to the right knee. And then right knee. Then reach up with the right hand. And maybe look up at the right hand. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come back to center. Let's inhale the flat back. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale to rise up. Push the hips forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Look up. And let's exhale into our warrior two on the right side again. Take a breath here. And exhale, circle the hands around and down. Let's take a vinyasa. Okay, once you're ready here, we're going to inhale the left leg up. Stack the hips. Okay. Reach it up even more. Keep the right heel rooting. And then we'll bend the knee. Knees up to the sky. So that foot is helping us open the hip. It's giving us weight toward the back of the room, or toward the Ganesh side, to open the hip even more. Okay, let's do our roll. So we're going to roll it on out on an exhale. Inhale to sweep it up and back. Oh, and exhale to swing it in. Inhale to rise. And exhale. Boop. Inhale to rise it up. Let's lift it up. And exhale, send it through the hands. Pivot on the back foot. And we come into our warrior two with the left leg forward. Okay, someday we're working to get the thigh parallel to the ground. We're working to make sure the knee is tracking over little toe side and not caving in, because it loves to do that. We're finding our steadiness in our feet. We're finding the ease, rising up from that steadiness. We're finding our strength, settling into our strength. And we'll flip the left palm. Reach up to the sky as we crawl the right fingers down the calf. Check in with the knee. It likes to collapse. And once we stop looking at it, feed the left side body with your breath. Okay, all this beautiful space we've made, let's try to keep a lot of it as we settle into our side angle. So we don't want to totally foreshorten this side of our body. We want to keep it more or less long by pushing the hips back and drawing the crown of the head away from that right foot. And then we're going to reach up, pivot the palm, reach overhead. Okay, if you have it, then go ahead and bring it down to the ankle, or if you have a block in front of your foot or pillow, use that. Look up past your armpit. If you want to try the bind on this side, right hand sweeps around to the thigh. Keep that right shoulder open. Tuck the left hand under the left thigh. And again, make sure that's rolling the right shoulder open and not collapsing. Okay. Okay, my friends, in a bind, go ahead and release. We're going to spiral around, straighten that front leg, crawl on into the center. Pivot the toes. Inhale nice and long. Exhale, fold, melt. Bring the crown of the head to the ground. We'll inhale the flat back. We're going to walk it over to the right leg. Get our chest as close to the leg as we can. This time we're not going to reach up with this right arm. We're going to take this right arm and thread it between the leg and the left arm. Our head's going to stay close to the right knee, and we're going to reach for the other leg. And we're rolling our shoulder under, just like in our twisted down dog.
All right, next exhale, release that leg. And we'll pendulum over to the other side, to our left foot. Right hand comes to the outer ankle, outer foot. Chest comes very close to the left leg. Thread the left arm between the right arm and the left leg, and reach for the right leg. Start to roll that left shoulder under the body. Inhale. Let's release the left hand. Come back over to the leg. Come back to the center, hands to hips. Let's inhale a flat back. Exhale, stay right here. Pull the shoulders back. Soften through the knees. We're not hyperextending. And our next inhale will rise. Hands to the sacrum. Push the sacrum forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades. And release. Turn the left toes out. Warrior 2 for a breath. And exhale. Windmill the hands. Send the left leg up, back and up. And take your vinyasa or go straight to down dog. Once we all arrive in down dog, a couple breaths here. Stretch it out. Pedal the feet. And then we'll lower on the knees. Let's keep the knees together this time. Settle the sit bones on the heels. Arms alongside the body. Forehead rests on the mat. And so there. Finding the steadiness, finding the ease. We're coming into rabbit, so go ahead and take hold of the heels because we're all set up to do this. Scoop the forehead toward the knees so that we end up in the starting position just at the hairline. Some people have different hairlines. So that when we lift the hips, we actually roll onto the crown of the head, the very top of the head. And we're also pulling our shoulders so you feel space across the shoulder blades. And lower on. Okay, our inversion today is going to be a headstand. So there's a couple ways to come into it. We're all set up for the tripod if you want to try the tripod headstand. So we already got our crown of our head to the ground. So you can either do the tripod with the 90 degrees at the elbows, 90 degrees at the wrists, tuck the toes. This may be your headstand. This may be your inversion for today. Okay? Or you bring the knee to an elbow. Okay, stop there. You can switch legs. Maybe both. And you stay right here. Or we can come all the way up. Whoop. Hello, core. The other option, and we've set up for it, is the wide-legged entry. So if you want to come back into your forward fold, interlace the fingers, bring the crown of the head to the ground, elbows to the ground. So the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. And we come up on the toes. And then we come up this way. You could be against a wall, if that helps. Wherever you are, whatever shape you are, let's stay for at least 5 breaths. Breathe all the way up into the toes. Your roots right now, your head and your forearms. Kind of enjoy that. And if you decide that you want your inversion to just be legs on or hips on bolsters and the legs up to the sky, that's a beautiful option too. And if you feel comfortable enough to play here, you can bring your soles of your feet together. You can stay in straddle. You could try pinwheeling the legs. Whatever you're doing, breathe and settle. Okay, my friends who came into this wide-legged, let's come out of it wide-legged. So come into a straddle, reach the toes to the ground, release the head, and let's walk the feet in, lower down, and we'll all meet in child's pose. Wherever we started, let's come into child. Let the whirlwind subside. Enjoy the whirlpools. Enjoy the settling. So moving from fear to curiosity takes a good deal of compassion, self-compassion, because we tend to beat ourselves up about everything. Let's rise. Let's cross the feet and roll onto our sit bones. So coming into our bodies allows us to kind of come into a neutral territory and find a bit of compassion for yourself, because we get so caught up in the nattering of the monkey, the internal critic. By coming into our body and just playing around with what it can do, then we're not going to fixate so much on what we can't do. Okay, let's inhale, rise. Flex the toes toward the nose. And exhale, reach forward and down. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, melt. At whatever level this is happening, let's take the right hand to the outside of the left foot. And we'll sweep the left hand back on an inhale. Reach up. The chest lifts a bit. Exhale, swim it down. Left hand to the outside of the right foot. Release the right hand. Inhale, sweep it up and back. Lift the chest. And exhale, swim. Inhale. And once we settle with that right hand again, keep the hands on the opposite feet. Pull the elbows in opposite directions. Crown of the head reaches for the toes. Just simply reaches out of the hips. So if you're up here, it's gonna, even if the elbows aren't bending very far, just gently guide the chest toward the thighs. And enjoy that pull. We don't get a lot of pulls, right? So we want to enjoy anytime we can engage our biceps. Take that opportunity. Let's inhale, look at our toes. Exhale to release the arms. Come on up to sitting. And let's take a vinyasa so we can roll over our feet to the top of the mat. Shoot the feet back. And exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale to down dog. And let's lower down on our knees. Let's roll on to sitting. We're going to have our hands on our sacrum. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart on the camel. Exhale back to neutral. Just tuck the chin into the little divot at the bottom of our throat. Inhale, press hips forward, shoulders roll back and push the chest. The shoulder blades are pushing the chest up. Exhale to neutral. Inhale to rise. And exhale, neutral. Okay, this time we're going to stay. So we're either going to be here, we're going to reach back and get our heels. If you want a little hand, we can tuck the toes and get our heels. But let's make sure that the hips are at least over the knees and we're not leaning back. And find our camel. So whether you're here or here, we can still do our side camel. So on an inhale, we're going to take the right arm, swing it around and back, and look back at the heel. Inhale to reach the fingers. And exhale. Okay, next exhale, let's swing that right hand back where it started. We're back in center. Let's release the left hand. Sweep across the body and back. We look down at our right heel this time. Keep pressing the hips forward. So even though we're holding something, we still have the ebb and flow happening in our bodies. We'll swing that hand around, come back to center. And let's all transfer our hands to our sacrum. Come back up to neutral, tuck the chin, take a big breath. And take a little twist to release. Okay, and we're going to bring our knees together. We're going to bring our feet out and sit on down between the heels. Now, if this is a little bit rough on the knees, go ahead and stick a cushion or pillow or something or a rolled up towel underneath your sit bones. And this might be where you're staying. Just kind of make sure let's give our feet a little bit of a massage. And so right here, knuckles into the arches. And we'll come into Hero Virasana. So you might be here, and this is where you stop. You might come to the elbows, and this is where you stop. Okay? If you have come down this far, lift the tailbone, lift the hips, and slide the tailbone toward the knees. And then we'll lower down into our shoulder blades. This is a bit of a back extension, but we're going to try to soften the lower ribs so that it comes more into the thighs. So again, if you need to, lift the hips, tuck the tailbone toward the knees. If it feels good, you can reach up overhead. Another option here, if you have a bolster at home, is to sit on the bolster and just lower your spine onto the bolster. Drink in the final breath here. Press it into your toes, toenails, and wherever you're coming from, let's slowly bring ourselves on up. Once we come up, take a little twist. And the other way. Full breath, massaging the spine. And release. We'll come forward. Onto hands and knees. Let's bring the knees together and make some circles. Big circle, hip circles. Really come out wide to the side. Feel the stretch in the outer hip. Back the other way. And come on back to center. Tuck the toes. We're in down dog. Pedal the feet. And we're going to come onto our bums again. So you can do the jump through if you like, or just do the half jump through. So half, just to cross the ankles, sit down. Some of you might be working on the full jump through. Putting blocks under the hands gives some height. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. Let's bring the knees in. Let's balance on the sit bones. Separate the knees. Hold on to the feet. So we're kind of in a suspended butterfly. Suspended Baddha Konasana. Peace fingers around the big toes. Lock it with the thumb. Balance on the sit bones. And maybe we extend out. Shoulders release. Chest lifts. And if you roll around, that's okay. Kind of explore your balance here. Some of us have a wider base than others. And isn't that glorious? Okay, we're going to bring the toes together. Try to keep the chest lifted and the chest open and the spine nice and long. Okay, and then we're going to release. We might stay our legs here or we can bend them out. Okay. For 3, 2, and let's slowly lower down, extend out into our canoe. Take a nice big juicy inhale. Exhale back up to your boat. Inhale here. And exhale. Just drifting along in our canoe. Exhale back up. Maybe we reach up. And settle on the next exhale. Drink in the inhale. Power. Our exhale powers our transitions. And settle. And we'll stay here. Dropping the navel in toward the mat, in toward the spine. With every exhale, pulling it down. And yeah, we could stay here for the next Right. Oh, I still have 17 minutes, so what, 10? No, we were not going to stay for 10 minutes, but think about staying for 10 minutes and see if you could be okay with it. Look at that. That is enough. Okay, let's lower. Enjoy that nice release. Okay, let's bring the knees or the feet mat width apart. Let's press the knees together. Let's reach up with our hands and cross the left arm over the right. Hold on to the shoulder hedge. Tuck the chin. Give yourself a squeeze. Let's flatten out our sacrum as much as possible. Let's get my feet under my knees. Same level as my knees. And let's switch arms. Hold on to the shoulder heads. Pull them toward the hips. Tuck the chin. And exhale. Pull the navel in so we flatten out the sacrum against the mat. And release the arms, knees to the sky, and we'll just rock them back and forth. And we'll gather the knees on in. Okay, release the knees. We're going to roll our entire body onto our right side. So for now, we're going to pillow our head, but we're not going to do it the whole time. And we're going to extend through the left leg. So try to get it about hip level. If it's not doing that, that's just fine. And then we're going to scoot this right leg so it's pointing straight down. Okay, so it's straight down along the mat. From here, maybe you can bend the knee without scooting it forward. Keep it on the mat. Okay. And maybe we can start to roll back, reach back with the left hand and get the right foot. Okay, let's take this right arm out at the shoulder. And now we're going to try to settle the left shoulder onto the ground. Cat grabbing its tail. Okay, some of you might be able to get the outside of the left foot. So you have each hand on either foot. And let's roll that left shoulder into the ground and breathe here. The breath is what really vivifies this pose. Try to nudge the right hip. Left hip away from the left shoulder. We're going to get length here. So if that means you have to bend this knee, feel free. Just dive into the sensation. This is called cat grabbing its tail in yin practice, but it's a great stretch at the end of our yang practice. One more breath here. And release the right leg. Come back to our side. Take a breath here. And we're going to set up on the other side. I mean, there's the slow way that I just showed you. Some of you can get in the fast way. So the fast way is to cross the legs, take hold of cross the legs, take hold of the outer blade of the right foot with the left hand, take hold of the top of the left foot with the right hand, and then we just, if that's not accessible, we'll go in the more methodical way of pillowing our head, kicking the right foot out, and then extending the left leg, bending the heel toward the bum, reaching back to get the foot. And once that foot is settled, start to roll back. Maybe take the outer blade of the right leg as we settle the right shoulder onto the ground and maybe look over the right shoulder. And lengthening the breath. Finding the massage through the entire spine with every inhale and every exhale. Softening in. And let's release the legs. Let's roll onto our backs. Let's gather the knees in the chest and just feel out what your body wants to do right now after releasing that. Do you want to make circles with the knees? Do you want to kind of rock from side to side? Do you want to pedal the legs out? So just come into a expectation that you can understand what your body wants. Or just be curious. Well, hey body, what do you want right now? I've been pushing and pulling you around a lot today. So let's make a deal. What do you want to do? So we are getting ready for Shavasana. We'll do a nice 10-minute Shavasana. But before, you're going to make a deal with the monkey mind, saying, okay, I'm letting you do whatever you want to do. So maybe it wants to do a happy baby. Maybe it wants to do a bridge, full wheel maybe. We did some camels. Maybe it wants to just do the 2-knee twist. There's all kinds of options. So just let your mind just query of your body. Hey, body, what's going on? What do you want to do? I'm feeling like mine wants to do happy baby, but you might want to do something else. Just bear in mind that we're looking for something that will allow us to settle once we get into our Shavasana. The monkey has all kinds of reasons to step out of Shavasana, but we really do need to seal our practice with the Shavasana because it allows us to integrate the mind body and the journey they just went through. Okay, so my body's just about ready, and I'm going to go ahead and settle into Shavasana. If you have some music that you haven't turned on yet, go ahead and take it. We're going to be still for 7 minutes. And so as we arrive into our Shavasana state of mind, let's do a full body check. Snuggle the shoulder blades under the chest. Lift the head, tuck the chin. Walk the feet in. Again, we can bring them to mat width apart. Press the knees together. Lift the sacrum and settle it flat on the ground. Legs come out. Splay to the side. Go straight into the feet. As your attention ripples around the soles of your feet on the inhale, let the exhale just wash them into relaxation. Coming up over the tops of the feet and the ankles on the inhale. And exhale, melt into the heels. Inhale up through the shins and the calves. Exhale out the calves into the earth. Swirling our inhale around the knees. And exhale, letting the kneecaps, the backs of the knees release. Sliding up into the thighs. Exhaling, relaxing muscles, melting them in toward the earth. Rising up through the hips, and the pelvis, the sacrum. Melting into the ground. Into the belly and the waist on the inhale. Igniting that area with your attention and exhaling, letting it go. Rising up through the rib cage, upper belly, the core, the backs of the ribs, and exhaling, release. And into the chest and shoulder blades. Next inhale, sliding down the arms into the hands and fingers. Swirling back up into the shoulders. Melting on the exhale. And inhale for the throat and the neck. And then out. Relax, release. Swirling into the face, all those tiny muscles crisscrossing your expressions. Exhale to let them go. Swirling around the brain and the skull. And letting that release too. One last breath, filling the whole body. And the exhale to let it go. And let the breath go too. Just letting it be a tide that flows into your body and recedes again without any help at all. For these next 5 minutes, and let your mind wander where it will. And if you find it tumbling into things that make you start tightening up, just come back to witnessing the breath, the here and now. So you're ready to come out of Shavasana. We start to deepen the breath. Let that be the first movement in our bodies. Try to lengthen the inhale for Shoot for 8 or 10 seconds. 10 count. Try to match it with a long inhale, exhale. Let's do this last one together. Inhale long. And exhale. And as you finish the exhale, start to bring some movement to the fingers and the toes. Start to sway the head, circle through the wrist, point and flex the feet. And if you'd like to take a big stretch, please do so. And let it go with a big ah. And we'll walk the feet in. We'll curl onto the right side. Our heart open to the sky. Just gathering yourself. A few breaths. Gather your gratitude for getting to the mat today. We're pulling against inertia, pulling against anxiety. To really take the time to come into yourself. And as you're ready, we'll climb on up to sitting. I want to thank everybody who joined me today. And even if you're watching this after the live stream, thank you for taking a look. If you'd like to do a regular live stream, I could arrange that. I'm still kind of working out the equipment and working out the webcam situation on YouTube. The sound might not be as clear as my usual videos, but I'm working to get the connectors and the cables that I need to make it a little more smooth. But if anybody's interested in participating in the live stream in the future, maybe you can leave a note or a comment about when you'd like those to occur. Mornings tend to be better for me, but not a requirement. I can also do some in the evening. I can do shorter ones. I can do longer ones. So just let me know what your needs are in this wild and wacky time, and I hope to address them. So thank you again so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and seal our practice with an Om and a sound of 3 Shantis. Shanti for peace, 3 being a big number in the mythology. And for our purposes, our first Shanti is for ourselves, second Shanti for our family and friends, and the third Shanti for the world. So let's go ahead and take a nice big inhale together and let it all go. Empty, empty, empty. Fresh inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Follow the exhale by tucking the chin, connecting with a sense of gratitude for the spirit of life that flows around us and through us and dwells within us. Namaste. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope to see you again. Thank you, everybody, again. I hope you have a good day.